All right, guys, back again for another edition of Movie Talk. It's your boy Campo here with your other boy Bargo.
Hey, there you
And we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So we just came back from watching it, and I've seen a lot of bad reviews from the critics. You know what? It's not bad. It's pretty good, actually. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. Watching the first one, second one, you know what I mean? It's a good sequel. Pretty good. Characters were good. It was funny too.
The first one was good. It's like if Batman had the trilogy and the first movie was Dark Knight, like both of the other ones, you'd be like, oh, it wasn't as good. Like everyone's thought is, oh, it's not as good. Of course, it's not as good. You made an almost perfect movie the first time. You're not going to relive that. Plus, it was like in the first one, you were getting to know the characters.
Yeah, it's an origin story.
This one, you already know them, so it's not as like, wow, look at this, look at that kind of thing. It's more like, oh, these are my buddies. I'm gonna hang out with them for a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little origin story for your boy Star-Lord.
Yeah, I know, because you already know about him.
Thing.
It's just more background, I guess.
Yeah, you get to learn a little more about your dude.
What did you think about the new characters like Mantis and Sylvester Stallone's character? I actually have no idea what his name was.
I have no idea about him, like where he plays into this, but I'm guessing we're gonna see a lot more of him.
It was cool when you saw him, though. No,
trilogy.
Like when I saw him, I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So like, you always want to see a little Rocky once in a while.
You know, a little Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really liked the way it looked. It looked better than the first one. It was so bright and colorful, and like there was always something to look at. Like my eyes were always like looking at something. Like sometimes I wasn't even paying attention to the movie. I was just like looking around trying to see stuff.
Yeah, I also liked how like each character kind of had their own thing going on. Like with those, I don't even know their names. Those gold ladies.
I actually don't remember what their name was.
Okay, beyond that, like there was that fight going on. There was his father's situation going on where he was learning about himself. There was the girl and the sister having their fight going on. There was Mantis and Drex like dealing with each other. Like there was so many little pockets. And then you had Rocket fighting people in the forest. Like there was so many different scenarios.
The relationship between Mantis and Drax was hilarious.
It was funny.
Like hilarious.
He's funny,
Everything was so funny.
Yeah.
Like on a comedy level, this movie was better than the first one.
Yeah.
Like it was so much better, and it like I was constantly laughing. It was like this movie was made to be a comedy movie, and it was like everything else was kind of pushed to the side, which I like because they tried to hit the things that they knew people liked from the first one, right? That's how I felt, and that was the biggest thing. People liked the comedy, so they went at it really hard, but they left a little bit of the story behind by doing that. Like the story was not amazing. Like I wasn't upset when I left the movie. I was like, okay, it was whatever. But the first one was kind of like on an epic scale. Like the monster was like, I guess they were like same level, but they need to get the Infinity Stone. It could destroy the whole universe. Like I get what he was doing could have did that, but it didn't seem threatening to me. Like it was just kind of like, oh yeah, they're gonna hang out with this guy.
Like when they went to the Ego Planet.
Yeah. Like I kind of read that before. I kind of expected it.
But
I had this feeling already that there was something wrong about what they were doing and like along their journey.
well, yeah. As soon as they went to his planet, you had like the idea of something going on. Planet Ego, I guess it was called.
And Mantis kind of like gives it away a little bit when she has that scene where she's trying to tell him something, and then it gets like interrupted.
Yeah, you want to know what? It could have been a little more interesting if she told him what was actually going on, and then he tried to convince Star-Lord,
and then he didn't want to believe it.
He didn't want to believe it, and they started.
She even said, "She's like, well, once he does his thing, it's gonna be hard for him to do it." But he instantly was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing it." And I was like, there was no like resistance at all. Just instantly went into the final fight like out of nowhere, and you're like, okay, you could have more building on that.
Yeah, like it could have been a greater like friend rivalry. They could have argued a lot more. Like, I don't know. And that girl's sister crash landed. What's her name?
Nebula.
She crash landed and ruined that idea.
I don't know. It was just it's a hard follow up. The first movie was it's not only like top 10 favorite superhero movies for me, but from the year what was it 2014, it was probably like my top 5, if not that, then top 10 for sure movies of that year alone. Like it's a really good movie, and this one is just a little bit weaker. Like the storyline, the character development, like they just tried to focus on making you laugh the whole time, and like the music was awesome too, but the first one had better music in my opinion.
Yeah.
But this one, the music was awesome. That the first scene, like I told you, with Groot when he's dancing, the baby Groot is like,
he's legit.
that's the best part of the movie maybe.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And the edited scenes at the end when they're going through the credits, and it shows him like a little more like a teenager, his room's a disaster and stuff, playing video games.
Yeah, there was like what 4 or 5 end credit scenes.
The last one was,
it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
but whatever. If you're gonna stay for all of them, you might as well wait till the end, right?
Yeah.
I really liked Mantis. I thought that was like a cool character, like a nice addition.
Yeah, so is she now part of the like Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, that's a new crew. Like I thought Nebula was gonna stay. I would have liked it better if she stayed.
The way it was
and
leading to it, I thought it was.
But you know what's gonna happen? Somehow she's gonna
eventually
come
get
back.
intertwined with it and end up helping them
She
fight
wants to
somebody
kill
and disappear
Thanos.
again.
So when Infinity Gauntlet of Avengers happens and all the Guardians of the Galaxy have to help the Avengers in that movie, she's gonna show up because she wants to kill Thanos and then somehow,
join the team, and then,
or she's gonna die and she's gonna be the one that dies. You know what I mean? Like the person that they kill off.
Yeah, maybe. Or she'll join the team and then disappear again at the end. Like, she doesn't want to be a part of the team. She was just scared they get the job done.
It was like with Yondu, spoiler alert. With Yondu, you don't really care about him too much in the first movie. Towards the end, you're kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, he's a cool guy. And this one, they really start to make you like him a lot. Like, he becomes a character that you're like, oh, I like this guy. And then when they kill him, you're like, oh, at the end it was actually kind of sad. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. He was good, though. I love the scene when he walks out of the cell.
Oh,
and he
with
has
the
his arrow.
That was the best part of the movie, maybe.
Bodies were dropping.
I gotta be honest, that might have been the best part of the movie with the song playing and all the shit. And then when Rocket starts killing everybody, and when Groot chases the guy, like when he finds the guy that kept kicking him, that was sick. When the light went out and the arrow was just bouncing around in the red, that was sick.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Really they did a good job with the 3D in this.
Yeah, I was a fan.
It wasn't like overwhelming. Like the Spider-Man commercial, there was so much 3D happening, I couldn't even focus on the screen. It was hurting my eyes.
I was telling you that as soon as I put on the glasses, it jumped right into that trailer, and right away it was like, I don't like watching 3D movies.
But with Guardians, it wasn't too bad. Even with Logan,
you have to get
was Logan
too, right?
Logan? We didn't have 3D. I don't think we had in 3D. There was the other one, Ghost in the Shell was in 3D. But I don't know. The 3D was good in this. It wasn't too bad for my eyes. Like, it was nice. Like, the colors were really like cool, and like the
I
way
just have an
everything
issue
looked.
adjusting to it when we first put them on.
But like, no,
so
the Spider-Man trailer was brutal. How much 3D it had.
It was hard to like, focus on.
Yeah, because everything was 3D in the whole. But usually it's one thing, and then everything else is kind of like blurry. It was like full on. Like everything was coming at me, and I was like, I couldn't. My eyes didn't want to handle it. Like that part when he's
swaying by the people on the train platform.
That's literally the part. Yeah. Nuts. And when the boat split apart. And it was showing like all the things at once. I was like, yeah, that's too much for me. But yeah. Maybe next time we'll just get IMAX and say fuck the fucking 3D glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Guardians of the Galaxy 2. You have anything else you want to talk about it?
Just trying to think of like even the Rocket scene when he was in the forest.
Rocket was awesome.
Yeah, Rocket. He's always good though.
They were all good. For me, the funniest part was the people I cared the least about in this was Star-Lord and Gamora, which were like the two main Star-Lord and Gamora, which are like the two main people. And I don't know why. I didn't care about them. Like they made you you spend so much time away from them with Rocket and like Yondu and Groot. And then away from them again with like Drax and Mantis, and it's like that storyline. Their storylines were so much better. What was happening with them that you didn't even really care what was happening with them.
There's so many little stories intertwined. Like Rocket and Star-Lord were arguing, and they had like a little friend beef going on. You had Gamora and Star-Lord with their like little relationship, or whatever you want to call it, going on. Like there were so many little things going on in the movie that it kept you like interested in what was going on, and it kind of fills it all the answers at the end. Like you see like how it all comes back together.
There was the one line when he's like, when they're driving the ship, he's like, don't worry, he's like, you're driving with the best, and he's like, the best pilot of all time, and then Rocket's like, yeah, he's like I am, or whatever.
He's like, you are, and he takes over the wheel. Another part that was good too, and he's like, you look like Mary Poppins. Is he cool? Yeah. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
That was hilarious. And the ugly part with Mantis.
Yeah. That was a good part.
He's like, you're beautiful on the inside. Oh, there's so many good parts like that.
No, it was good. Like the punchline jokes and stuff throughout the movie were all good.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I like the way Marvel's kind of going that direction. Even with Thor, if you watch the trailer, it's like totally Guardians of the Galaxy more than it was like Thor before.
Yeah. Like the joke scene.
That trailer's amazing. Like I can watch that trailer over and over. It's so good. It's the best trailer Marvel ever made. When the song kicks in, when Led Zeppelin's going and like he's like, "We're friends from work," and then he goes to like uppercut him. Yeah,
that was good.
That movie's gonna be so sick. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of those kind of movies, let's finish this off. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. What would you rate Guardians of the Galaxy 1?
Okay, it's tough to say. I don't know. The thing is, like, I like these kind of movies, like, more than other superhero movies.
Yeah, because you don't know about them.
Because I watched the first one. It's not like I went and watched...
No, but I mean, like, it's something new. That's why I liked Ant-Man. That's why I like Doctor Strange, because it's like they're giving you the 15th Spider-Man movie.
Exactly, yeah. So, like, they kind of stand out, like, just as much to me as those. So, the first one, I don't know, I'd give it, like, between, like, a 7 and an 8, like, around a 7 and an 8.
Around a 7 and an 8.
Yeah, give or take it.
The first one for me is, like, an 8... I want to say 8.5, but it's like an 8.25.
Yeah.
And this one was like... I'm so undecided on it, but just coming from watching it, if I could say right now, I give it like a 7.6. Same thing that I gave Deadpool. Same thing I gave Deadpool and Doctor Strange, but I would slightly give it the edge over those movies, not because it's better, but because I really like the characters. Like, I felt like I was part of that. It was like Star Wars. That's what this movie reminds me of, Star Wars.
Mentioning Deadpool, a lot of these movies are taking in that Joker... what's it called? Joker guy. Like, the way they joke around the whole time and everything and make, like, modern-day jokes.
That's what made it good, because it was more than that. You got the Star Wars, like, space movie. You got the action movie. You got, like, a pretty decent story. You had a great soundtrack. And then you had... like a comedy on the side that like you weren't expecting it. The first half of the movie is literally just a comedy.
There's so many funny scenes.
It was the first half didn't even try to give you anything except comedy. Like you're in the middle of the action and it was just like comedy.
Yeah,
it is a little cheesy sometimes, but it's not bad. It's so like a 7.6 I would give it.
It has its cheesy moments. I don't know, like when like they're sitting at the bonfire talking to Ego, or what else? I'm trying to think. I thought of another one.
Like when Rocket's hitting them with the thing and they were like shooting up in the air and like you see the trees and you just see the people flying. Like I was like, oh, that's stupid.
But he was having fun with it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what was good.
I'm excited to see it, like the next one if Groot's a lot bigger. Like I showed him as a teenager. So
I'm hoping because Groot is badass. The first movie, Groot like literally kills everybody.
Yeah. That's
what I like with this movie too. It might not be like gory, like killing or whatever, but they literally just kill, and it's not like Avengers where a building falls and people die but you don't see it. Like this movie literally shows you like just everybody dying. So like, you know, it's not rated R. There's no like blood flying everywhere. But
I like how Groot was like their kid, like their baby to the family, and they all took care of him like he was a kid. Like the way they treated him and like tried to explain for him to do things which he can never get right and ends up getting it right eventually.
Yeah, that was a good movie overall, man. Definitely better than people are saying, but I understand where they're coming from at the same time.
I haven't read any of the other reviews or critics what they said.
Well, it's good. You went into this fresh.
Yeah. Well, I never do. You do.
Well, anyways, side note now. Now that we know the movie's coming out. Okay, so I'm just going to say 4 movies. Let me know if one you want to see the most. If not, you can put them in order.
Okay, go.
Okay, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Justice League.
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man. Okay, I'll
I'll
tell
probably
you.
go. I'll probably go Thor, Justice League, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman. I'm not a
Really?
huge Wonder Woman fan, but like
I
I
don't
mean,
know. From seeing the trailers, it's Thor. I don't know. From seeing the trailers, it's Thor. Like I never would have thought of saying that, but it's Thor.
I said Thor.
Thor is that's what I
I
mean.
said
Like
Thor,
Thor is
Justice
number
League,
one.
Spider-Man, Wonder Woman.
Number two is Wonder Woman because it looks like it's gonna be so good.
Is it an origin story?
Yeah.
I'll probably enjoy
So
it a lot
it
more.
would
than
have
I
been
think then.
for you, yeah, because you don't know much
Yeah.
about it, right? I get it, but like
I know the whole Wonder Woman
that would have been
story,
my
but
number one.
I've never seen a Wonder Woman movie
Yeah.
or cartoon or anything.
That
like
easily would have been my number one. But the Thor trailer just blew me away. I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be amazing.
It looks good. The villain looks good.
And
too.
then
Like,
I'd
it
say
looks like it's gonna be a
third
good
for me
story.
would be Spider-Man because I'm really intrigued by this new Spider-Man. Even though I don't like the idea of it, they gave so much away in the trailer, and Tony Stark is such a part of this. Like, why is he part of the Spider-Man movie so much? It's basically Spider-Man featuring.
I feel like it's gonna intertwine in the other Captain America movie, like how they kind of brought him in. It's kind of like a past story, maybe. I don't know.
For me, Justice League is last. Justice League kind of looks cheesy, man.
I don't even remember seeing the trailer.
Like the Flash. I know you like Flash. Flash parts look cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Cyborg looks really cheesy.
Cyborg does look cheesy.
Batman looks out of place in a world full of people with superpowers, and he's so powerless. And that's not how I want to see Batman. I want to see Batman fight the Joker and fight the Riddler.
He's not powerless.
Or fight the Scarecrow.
Powerless. He'll kill everybody in the Justice League.
Yeah, but I don't want to see him fight monsters from space that he can't do anything against. When you seen him fight Doomsday in the Batman vs Superman, he kind of was just there. Wonder Woman and Superman did all the ass kicking, and Batman was just like, "Look out, Batman! You're gonna die because you're human and you can't do anything. I have a gun." Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, if he had time to study them too, he'd probably kill them all too.
I don't know.
Billionaire genius playboy.
I'm just excited for some new movies to come out. We'll come back on another episode, probably not related to a movie, and drop like a top 10 comic book movies list or something. So keep an eye out for that. Leave some comments below. Let us know if you want us to talk about anything. Like and subscribe.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Hey, what's up guys? We here at Roblox Games put a lot of time and effort into our content, and it would be very much appreciated if you could drop a like on this video, and if you enjoy this video, please subscribe to our channel for more content.